Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
We all know the iconic holiday movies of the legendary duo Rankin and Bass. So now we're going to give a big spotlight to their iconic works.
This duo has many Christmas projects in their vault, but today we've selected 3 of our favorites that you see on TV every year, just like Charlie Brown.
So first off we got
Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman. Okay.
And they've had a few reenactments from over the years. So far, not that many, but a lot of people mostly remember the original by Rankin and Bass. And it's just the lovable story of the little girl that wants to take him to the North Pole so he won't melt.
As you sit here, I'm singing the song in my head.
Right? Well, it's catchy when you listen to it and you hear it within the show. You know it by heart. You hear it on the radio. It's one of those songs that you hear every year. You can't get out of your head.
Frosty the Snowman, he's a very happy soul. Okay, so now. So, hopefully you love this as much as we do. It's very endearing. And, of course, Rankin and Bass began creating these wonderful works in the late 60s. And still, decades later, children of all ages are watching and loving these. And Frosty is loved because the character itself has such an innocent nature to him, and he's so childlike himself, and the children relate to him and his innocence, and he's just a big, cold snowman kid.
And all the renditions over the years, like we said, this is the best one. We've had other stop motion ones where he's with Rudolph. They have a Christmas in July. He gets his own family in the North Pole. He had one of the 2D one, sort of like a revival for him that took place years after the original
Frosty
special.
Returns.
Right. And they had one where it was the original kids, there was the son of the magician, but who was the top hat. And then it was that kid's son who brought Frosty back.
With Burt Reynolds narrating.
Right. And so that was pretty creative. But this is the one that started it all in the tradition, and you just love Frosty so much. You love how endearing he is in the show and in everything he's in. And he loves all kids, and the little girl just doesn't want him to melt.
Right. Again, the innocence and the sweetness. It's what really makes it endearing and just makes you love it. And it's fun. I mean, it's just fun. All ages, and it just works.
Right.
And this is a trademark of the brilliance of Rankin and Bass, because they've had so many movies, as we mentioned, they've done. And in each and every one of them, that innocence comes across. And the characters are endearing. Even when the characters tend to be bad guys, by the end, they turn to good guys, and you like them too. Frosty, as you said, is just the sweetest of all of them. So we'll move on now to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would say it glows. Okay. So another endearing old world story, we should say.
And people still do casts and mashups and their own takes on this to this day on YouTube. You will see them use or Disney characters or characters they just know will fit Rudolph's personality and his little sweetness and use them in their own projects. And the story is decades old and people still want to hear it. They still love the story, whether it's on TV or they gotta listen to it as like maybe an audio, or they can do it online. It's just that much fun of a story that no matter how old you are or how long it's been, you want to hear the story of Rudolph and how the reindeer wouldn't let him join any games.
Right.
They were just jerks.
Now, fun fact, and our Nana actually told us about this one. The song itself, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, was originally written by an old cowboy named Gene Autry. He made the song popular, I think it was back in the 30s or 40s, and it just became a massive hit. And then the story was written based on the song, and animations were made, but this is the most well-known one done by Rankin and Bass, and it is the most well-loved that continues to endure decades and decades later.
Right.
And the stop motion for this one, at the time it was made, was, you know, cutting edge and modern. And now when you watch it, it's still endearing seeing the stop motion, because you know animation has moved beyond it,
right,
but you still love it, and it makes it again so nostalgic when
right,
you sit and you watch it.
right. And there are times where people actually use stop motion for when they do the projects to give the nostalgia of the Rankin and Bass programs, and they do a little special, whether it's for 30 minutes, an hour, or just for like a commercial or something. The fact they're using it shows that how much they really enjoyed the animation and those specials, where they want to do a little parody or their own take on it.
Right, definitely. And the lesson that comes across in this is very well done, because it's not in your face, and again, it still stays sweet, but you learn the message of not judging and that sometimes the people you think can't do the least can do the most. So it's great. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you go down in his story.
And every character is very memorable too. Of course, you have Santa Claus. We have the elf that helps and that wants to be a
little elf.
Yeah, that wants to be a dentist. No, those toys want to be a dentist. They're like, what do you want that boring job for? And you have the Yukon Cornelius and the abominable snowman that actually wasn't abominable. The Island of Misfit toys with, what is it, King Moon Racer. It's like, oh, what do we want? And then all the Misfit toys are like toys that you know they wouldn't get. Well, that wouldn't go to any kid, or they were all weird. And like I said, and the entire story is memorable, and each part of it is like more and more heartwarming. And like you said, don't judge a book by its cover, because the ones that they consider not good enough or least liked is the one people like you see now with these shows. The one that gets the least amount of attention in the show is the one usually people gravitate toward, and kind of was ahead of his time at that point when doing that.
Now, we're moving on. So now we'll move on to our third pick, which is Santa Claus is coming to town. This is my favorite out of all of them, because just like every Rankin and Bass movie, you have those iconic, catchy songs. Every single movie, there's a song you remember that you love singing. And this one has the song where the wizard who's supposed to be evil, and his heart is Frosty. And Kris Kringle is such a wonderful, sweet, and loving guy that he wants to help him be good. And he's crickety, and he's trying to walk across the snow. Put one foot in front of the other. Be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, and it goes
on. You'll be walking out the door. And I love how it starts off slow, because he's crickety and he's trying to walk. And then the ice melts and he speeds up and he starts jamming his leg.
Right. And he shows kindness towards him. He was like the prototype Ice King from Adventure Time. Because his little ice heart melts when he's shown kindness, and he walks around, he has fun, he no longer causes these snowstorms for the people, and he starts being so jolly.
Right. And this particular one tells a beautiful, loving story of Santa Claus and Kris Kringle, and how he was reared, how he came to be, and how he met his cause. And it's just so beautifully and wonderfully done. And again, it's heartwarming, it's endearing, it's fun. It's memorable. It's got several catchy songs, but that's my favorite. And it's just a joy to watch over and over and over. And I don't know if I'll ever be too old to love watching this movie.
I don't think so, because all these are so timeless. Plus, this one was narrated by Fred Astaire as the mailman.
Yes.
And fun fact, if you've seen the Nickelodeon special, The SpongeBob Christmas, when they changed the entire animation to stop motion and Patchy's been animated, he's dressed like the mailman and is designed like Fred Astaire to look like him. He kind of kidnapped him and tied him up so he could take over the story. But that's the shout out they're giving within the special. But back to this one, there's lots of iconic moments in there besides the put one foot for the other. You have Burgermeister Meisterburger,
yes,
who outlawed toys and fun for children because reasons. Yeah, they don't really explain it, just reasons.
Right.
And when he gets adopted.
He was also upset that he didn't get a toy that he wanted when he was a kid.
Right.
He said, when he got his toy, he was so happy and he had tears.
Right. And you also have where Kris Kringle was adopted by these elves and how he learned to make toys and when he wanted to start delivering to all the children.
And how he came up with these ideas step by step. He was moved by love and generosity every step. As the movie progresses, he always wanted to do for someone else. He always wanted to make someone else happy. He always wanted to see joy for someone else. And again, the way that it's written, the way that the story is done, it's beautiful. And it's definitely a work of love. It really is. Rankin and Bass just had this gift for making all of these stories come alive. Old stories that have been around for decades, long before they decided to put them into animation. The stories and the mythologies and so forth, but they brought every single one of them alive, including ones that we're not going to talk about: The Little Drummer Boy, Cricket on the Hearth, Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. There's so many.
Leprechaun Christmas Gold.
Yes, but each one, they put their own Rankin and Bass spin on it, and they made it unique, and they made each story come alive, and they made you enjoy and learn and remember all at the same time, which really is difficult to do. It takes a gift, truly a gift. It's not talent, it's a gift. And they had this gift joined together where they created just lasting memories.
Right. And even when it's not the holiday-centric specials like they did with the first two Thundercats series, it's memorable no matter what. Whether you see the 80s one or you see the 2011 one, they have, as you said, this talent for story.
Gift. Definitely a gift.
They have this gift for storytelling, and they can adapt to whatever age range or audience that they're going for, no matter what.
And let's not forget Rudolph Shiny New Year.
Right.
There's just, again, so many.
Jack Frost.
Yes, there's just so many to enjoy. So, again, these were our favorites and our choices. Really, we love them all, but we couldn't talk about them all. We know you've seen at least one of these Rankin and Bass wonderful movies. Tell us which are your favorites in the comments below.
Yeah.
And tell us, out of all the songs that you have heard in these wonderful holiday movies, which is your favorite, because you know ours.
Right. So, thank you for watching. I'm Ask Entertainments.
And I'm Mom Entertainments.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.